let's go ahead and do it, guys. I mean, wokeness is always going to fail. It is always going to fail. Every time you get woke, you're going to fail. Disney has been woke for the better part of 7 years or so, I would say. They're in the tank. And we're not talking about just the movies. We're talking about the parts, everything. Kevin Feige, remember Kevin Feige was at a high with Infinity War. And he blatantly came out and told you he was getting woke after Endgame. And guess what? They have faltered on every single thing they put out.
They've had one hit, and it's Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That's it. Since Endgame. That's the only one.
Spider-Man doesn't count because that's Sony.
Exactly. You can't give that win to the MCU. Spider-Man, no. That's not their win.
They put out garbage after garbage after garbage, and we already know Lucasfilm. But apparently, the brains behind the wokeness is now out over there at Woke Disney. Here we go. New York Post. Disney's diversity chief reportedly exits after woke policy controversies. Woke policies controversies? I don't know if, come on, New York Post. I believe that's kind of incorrect there. But anyway.
I agree.
Yeah. It says here, Disney's chief diversity officer. That's not even a real job. You know that? That's not a real job.
It's made up. It's totally.
I mean, what? Think of this, Rhodes. All these diversity, equity,
job.
all these diversity, equity, and inclusion jobs. What do you really do? All right, you're at Disney, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, I'm here for diversity. Why don't we have 10 positions here? Make four of them are black, 3 white, 2 Asians, 1 Hispanic. Done. It's not a real job. There's no demand for this stuff. I mean, if you put, I was in charge of diversity, equity, and inclusion on a resume, what does that even mean?
I'd laugh you out of your interview if you showed up in front of me with that on there. I'd be like, what exactly is the purpose of that?
Exactly.
Oh, so you purposely excluded white people. Is that what I'm to understand? Well, but blah, 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 blah. So you didn't hire the most qualified people? Well, we put an emphasis on blah, blah, blah. Get out of my sight.
Yeah, exactly. Get out. But anyway, right here, Disney's chief diversity officer. I can't believe I'm even saying this. LaTondra Newton is reportedly leaving the company, ending a 6-year stint that generated controversies as the Mouse House adopted woke policies that have alienated many of his core customers. Last year, Disney World in Orlando, Florida grabbed headlines when it did away with its longtime greeting, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from its Magic Kingdom fireworks show to promote inclusivity. Really? I mean, by getting rid of ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I believe you're kind of eliminating ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Check this out. Quote, "We want to create that magical moment with our cast members, with our guests," Newton said at the time. "And we don't want to just assume because someone might be, in our interpretation, may be presenting as female, that they may not want to be a princess." On Newton's watch, Disney also ditched fairy godmothers for more inclusive, gender-neutral titles at dress-up boutiques inside his theme parks. Employees who were formerly called fairy godmothers in training are now called fairy godmothers apprentices. What?
Huh?
Oh, remember we I did that video. Remember they had the man?
Well, I was going to ask, do you
shop?
think that had anything to do with this? The guy at the dress shop, do you think that's potentially part of the spillover here? Because that was a big story. That got a lot of attention. That was a big
story, and Disney got crushed for it. They got crushed for that. A man in a dress. And keep in mind, this ain't a trans person. This is just straight up man in a dress, mustache and all. Talking about, telling this little girl, I'm going to help you pick out your dress today. That was creepy to me. Quote, this way cast members that might not identify as female can still be part of the process to dress up and style the children without having to refer to themselves as a female Disney character. According to Disney blog Streaming the Magic. Newton had led Disney's diversity and inclusion initiative since 2017, coordinating with various teams to produce entertainment, quote, that reflects a global audience and sustains a welcoming and inclusive workplace for everyone, as per a profile on the company's website. Rhodes, how did that work out in China?
Oh, it didn't. They had to hide people of color in their posters, for crying out loud. And anything they release over there on the box office plummets straight to hell.
How did it work out in the UAE, United Arab Emirates? How did it work out?
You're just not even getting released there.
Oh,
you're banned.
Okay. Yeah.
You're out.
Yeah, exactly. Getting woke and going broke. Disney's Little Mermaid release last month featured Halle Bailey, an African American, as Princess Ariel, highlighting the firm's effort at promoting diversity. That movie bombed in China. Bombed. And Elemental.
Have any of their actual on-purpose woke products made any money? A Wrinkle in Time vomited at the box office. Vomited. Destroyed. Yeah. Elementals, dog shit. Lightyear, dog shit. I mean, complete failures. We're talking about massive box office disasters.
Yeah. And Disney basically called them their own selves, I guess, kind of bigoted, because when it came to Little Mermaid, the Little Mermaid animated cartoon only came out in 1989. They actually changed the lyrics in some of the songs because it was, quote, problematic today. Ridiculous. And by the way, Elemental, I was going to bring it up. I didn't know if the movie was woke. Apparently it is, man. They got like gay, non-binary character or something like that. And that's not going to play well in China.
No. Yeah, well, it didn't play well here either.
Yeah. but here you're a bigot if you don't want to see that stuff.
Well, they thought they could, okay, if a character wasn't accepted, we can go to the lowest hanging fruit, which is racism. They tried that with, for example, Obi-Wan Kenobi when they released that or unveiled that Reva character. That was just terrible. They think they can pull an ist or an ism out to explain away every DEI failure that they have. The problem with that is what happens when it's every product you release now is failing. Every product they're putting out is now failing. Has anybody noticed that?
Everything.
Indiana Jones is about to fail.
Indiana Jones, man. The latest thing on The Flash. Now, The Flash is not Disney, but that movie's going to lose like $300 million. When Indiana Jones comes out, and you know what? I want to ask you guys. I'm going to be honest here because I want to be fair. I did a review for The Flash on the Matrixx and Rhodes show. I went to see it for a review. It's up. Do you guys want me to actually go and see Indiana Jones and do a review? I think that's fair right there. Now, me personally, I don't want to see it, but I will do it because, that's our job. So you guys let us know if you want me to see it for a review.
There's a lot of collateral fallout. Let me just bring this up from the missus. I'm so pissed at Disney. Going to Disney World was my dream. She really wanted to go to Disney World. Like, this was a big deal. This is where Melissa wanted to go. She wanted to go to Disney World. When they unveiled the idea that there was going to be Star Wars Land, wait, what?
Yeah.
Star Wars land, I'm going to be able, let me understand this. I'm going to be able to walk aboard the Millennium Falcon. Am I going to get within 100 feet of this thing and not be in tears? Anybody want to wager a bet on that? Because it's not going to happen. Okay, I'm going to take one look at that thing, and I'm going to start welling up, and I'm going to be like, "Oh my God, I'm 5. I'm 5 years old." Disney has ripped the soul and the heart out of all of their core fans. They have pulled our guts out and flushed them down the toilet, and they have cost themselves so much money.
It's Star Wars land in name only.
That's
Star
it.
Wars ain't included. I mean,
That's
they spent I guess what $1 billion on that what's it called, like I can't remember what it is. It's shutting down though.
It's that ride, whatever that first order ride was that nobody rode.
It's the hotel like for 2 nights.
Oh,
and it's like
yeah,
super expensive.
The $3,000 a night hotel that they.
No, it was more than that. It was like
monstrously failed at. It was a monstrous, historic failure.
Yeah, but you get to see Kathleen Kennedy as like the conductor. Nah, it failed. I mean, but all this stuff, man, with this woke, and you know what? They're not going to learn that lesson. She's leaving, but guess what? All they're going to do is go out there and get somebody else to fill the position. They're not going to learn anything. I mean, and you know what? Elemental's going to lose. Wow. You know that movie actually cost $200 million for that? I don't know what it's tracking at, but that's $100+ million loss. Indiana Jones is probably going to lose $300 million.
I can tell you right now, and I know how the New York Post sort of presented that article, and me looking at Outkick, they didn't quite go down that same road, but they sort of flirted with it. This is not going to be a win. They're going to hire somebody just as damn woke as this last person into the same position. This is not going to be a win. Bob Iger is still there, folks. Bob Iger is still running the show. Kathleen Kennedy is still there. They are not going to get away. These companies are going to ruin themselves over ESG and DEI scores.
Yep.
They're going to plummet. Look, they're losing money.
They're losing a ton of money.
Basic capitalism here. You're putting out products, they're bombing.